Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Heavyweight Commentary proudly brings to you the podcast champions of the world. It's my main man, Mr.
Br33zy.
And I'm your boy, Big K-Dawg. And we are
The Heavyweight Commentary.
hide your kids, hide your wives, we in here.
Hey, it's like that tonight.
It is.
Oh, shoot.
It bees like that sometimes.
Oh, shoot. You know, Big K-Dawg, I owe you an apology, man.
Uh-oh.
I had recently had a couple experiences with my phone and the electromagnetic field. And I was like, man, he tripping. It ain't that crazy. I'm concerned that this thing is going to, like, cook my brain. I need a new phone.
Oh, you finally heard it give you static.
Yo, not for nothing. So I propped it up, right, on my desk at work. And the speakers go crazy. My computer speaker goes. And I'm like, what in the world? Dude.
Told you, I be hearing it.
Something is in this that is making things, I don't know, bro. It's crazy. It is Stranger Things level stuff, man. I'm concerned. So I'm sorry, Big K-Dawg. You were right. I got to give credit where credit is due. But speaking of credit where credit is due.
Let's get it started.
Yeah.
Let's get it started in here.
I don't know how much credit. Well, you know what? I am going to give credit. Let me start off with a very positive note.
Okay.
A lot of people did not like Raw Stranger Things. I'm hearing all across the IWC, our various constituents and colleagues out there on the interwebs, of course, your F4Ws, you know, my man, I always get his name off. Is it Dave Romero? The English guy.
Oh,
I like that
James.
guy, too. Thank you, James Romero. I'm sorry, James. He really hated it. There's a lot of people out there that did not like this whole Raw.
yeah, I thought it was stupid.
Dang.
But
Wow.
I've never seen Stranger Things, so.
You know, I actually just started watching it with my daughter because she wanted to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But not before Raw. I will say this. I will say I like the fact that at least Raw felt more cohesive because they forced it to be with the chapters. Like every episode of Stranger Things is apparently a chapter. So when they did the chapters to Raw, it kind of gave me a Lucha Underground-esque feel of, okay, we're actually making a show that has parts to it. Whereas usually Raw feels like, what the heck? What are we doing? Where are we going? So for that, I liked it. Other than that, yeah, we had 100 commercial breaks if you watched it live.
It's become difficult to watch live.
You have to have a ritual.
Well, the thing is now it's almost to the point where there's more commercials than there is wrestling.
100% there is.
It's like 4 minutes of wrestling and 3.5 minutes of commercials.
Dude, no lie. I mean, you think it's like, you know, we're gamers. You play a game, and if you put all the cut scenes together, you might have a 3-hour straight movie. If you took all the commercials together, you could probably legit, like you said, have more actual time in commercials straight than you did of wrestling.
Well, you have a 3-hour show, and I usually watch it the next day, and I can watch it in an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know a couple weeks ago, I think I watched it after the fact, and it was like an hour and 14 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, an hour and 14 minutes of show. And that's not wrestling. That's backstage vignettes.
Everything.
WrestleMania, whatever, PLE advertisements. You know, your, hey, Royal Rumble or WrestleMania Vegas, all this stuff. And wrestling. It means actual wrestling time could have been about a half an hour.
Oh, well, they're on 4 matches. They do 4 matches.
I think my man, James Romero made a great point. He said they made a 2-hour show back in the day feel so much more. They put so much better production into that on TV than we're getting now at Netflix.
Well, they've got all these. So we've talked about this many a times, and I feel like we're just sounding like bitter old women.
You know it.
But when they went public, it changed a lot of things.
Sure.
Now, once you go public, then you have to answer to shareholders.
Yeah.
And shareholders want to make money. And that started the whole advertising and obligatory commercial breaks all the time. Then they sold to TKO, and TKO is even more money hungry than they were before.
Yeah.
And so now you've got sponsors on the ring, you've got sponsors on the mat, you've got sponsors on the railing outside, you've got a prime drink stand next to the announce table. I'm surprised they aren't doing U.S. Steel reinforced announce table because they say how it's a reinforced announce table all the time now. I'm surprised they're not claiming that U.S. Steel sponsors that. You've got tables with Slim Jim on them. It's over and above obnoxious now. But if you own shares of WWE, your shares are making money.
That's real.
So it's a precarious situation because they are no longer, like you said, they're no longer the wrestling company that we used to know. Now they're a media conglomerate.
100%.
And they're all about making money.
100%.
They don't care about the casual fan anymore. They have so many people now that are just being piped in that they could care less about the person who's been watching wrestling for 30 or 40 years.
Exactly.
Nothing is made for us. It's all made for the idiot people who are, and I'm saying idiot with the utmost love. It's all made for the people who don't know anything about wrestling, who are just becoming fans.
Oh, exactly. Ignorance is bliss. Exactly. Yeah. You don't know what you don't know. Absolutely. No, I'm totally with you, and I'm at the point, and I'll continue to say this because we're transitioning. It's a matter of
what?
Oh, hey, yo. I should say we as fans are having to transition to the programming. Yo, let me specify that. That's wild. Yeah, that's wild. I would not do well in a transition. That would not be good for anybody.
Yeah, you'd be an ugly broad.
Oh, goodness gracious. But, it's just a matter of accepting it for what it is.
Yeah.
I'm cool. Now I'm like, I have to watch it and I remind myself to watch it with those eyes like, okay, I'm going to watch it for what it is and critique it with the understanding of this is what it is.
This is what it is.
Yeah. So we had the women's world champion, well, I should say women's tag team world championship match. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Kairi Sane, Asuka, the Kabuki Warriors. I got to shout out them, man. Them ladies, I think, have really held it down. The Kabuki Warriors actually made that division as interesting as it can be. And they really made this feel like a chase. You knew Rhea Ripley and Io Sky were going to win. But the fact that they made it like, okay, now this is that night, this is that moment. Shout out to Kairi Sane and Asuka, man. Well, yeah, Kairi Sane and Asuka. Great job on actually building that. I think they get all the credit for it. Good match. Good match. You know, it was more of what we would expect of them. So I don't think it was terrible. I don't think it was a blockbuster, a barn burner. It was a good, solid match that I would expect of those ladies. Not bad.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I'm just frustrated.
Yeah.
So everything seems.
You know, if we point out certain glaring things, botches, things like, you know, and I think it was the Enziguri that I noticed. Rhea Ripley went to hit an Enziguri and just whiffed it. And I mean, it was like, it would have had to been Chi that hit Asuka because nothing caught her. It would have had to been like, you know, kung fu status. Like,
I've noticed that when they do that, the announcers try to, oh, she didn't get all of that one.
yeah.
Brother,
Corey
she didn't get any of it. The hell you talking about? She didn't get all of it. There wasn't a piece of it that she got.
Corey Graves is the best at that because he won't gloss over it. Corey Graves will be like, oh, I don't know what I didn't get all of it. You know, sometimes Corey just call him out. It's like, nah, bro, that didn't do it. So, yeah, that was a glaring one. Obviously, there was a
Major one
of the night. CM Punk and Bron Breakker. There's a lot of conflicting opinions on this, Big K-Dawg. I'm curious to know, what's your opinion on the Frankensteiner and the bump heard around the world?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I feel like there was supposed to be some sort of counter that CM Punk was too tired to perform and couldn't get it done.
I'm in agreement.
And he dropped Bron Breakker on his head for the second time because he did it to him in War Games too.
Oh, man.
I am like, if you go back in the annals of heavyweight commentary, we were anti CM Punk coming to WWE when he first was talking about coming over to the show. Pause. And I was adamant that we didn't need him. He's too old. And we got CM Punk. And what happened is CM Punk looks really, really old in the ring. I was never really a CM Punk fan to begin with. And now I'm even more not a CM Punk fan. And I am absolutely terrified that we're going to get the same thing with Jericho. We're going to get a guy who's way beyond his prime, who shouldn't be in the ring, who's taking a spot from somebody that they could be, for lack of better terms, grooming to take the spotlight when the old heads retire.
Sure.
That they're going to give it to some old guy to try to get a boost because of a name. And if anything, I heard a rumor that they were going to make Jericho a GM. And I 100% think that that's a way better idea. I do not want to see Chris Jericho wrestle in the ring at 50 years old. I don't want to see CM Punk wrestle at 50 years old, but he is, and it's terrible.
You know, man, the match with Bron Breakker.
How much time did he spend on the ground huffing and puffing?
You're not lying. You're not lying. I thought CM Punk got through I was surprised, I should say. I was surprised that he got through the match the way he did. My challenge with it, and my challenge is always going to be with Bron Breakker moving forward, is when you put a guy in the ring with Bron Breakker who is miles behind him. Because, you know, you always got guys like AJ Styles back in the day with Shawn Michaels. You had Owen Hart. You had guys who could work at a certain rate, and not everybody would gel with that style.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to Bron Breakker, he's just a doggone freak. And when you put him in the ring and say, Bron Breakker, CM Punk for the title, I don't know why nobody's saying, and I hope somebody thought about this, but they didn't obviously pursue it. Why didn't somebody say, dude, that seems like a disaster?
A really bad
That's
idea.
Scary for Punk and for Breakker, because this is your hot, young, fresh talent. He's hot.
Not anymore. They killed that.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and there's a whole slew we can talk about with that. The kid is white hot. Then you go
Not
and
anymore.
say,
The kid is lukewarm.
let's get him with a guy who's past his prime, but we want him to be a fighting champ. Sometimes it's like You've got to book it at this point like he's Hollywood Hogan. Book CM Punk like Hollywood Hogan. Don't try to book him like a John Cena. It's not going to work. And somebody could get hurt. Punk could get hurt. When that spot happened and when, like you said, I agree with you, that counter went wrong happened, I cringed and I was like, did I just see what I thought I saw? And I thought that kid busted his head, man. But I
had to like because I watched it again. I watched it after the fact.
Yeah.
So I had to rewind it and like, did I just see that? And who I think you sent me a clip of Lance Storm talking about it.
Yeah.
And I thought the same thing that he said. There was no possible way that move was going to take place for where CM Punk was sitting, because his legs ain't going to clear the ropes. His legs were out. He intentionally put his legs outside the rope. Now, was that, again, we don't know if there was supposed to be a counter there that went wrong, which is why he dropped Bron the way he did. We don't know what was supposed to happen, but what we do know is no matter what was supposed to happen, the Frankensteiner was not going to happen with where CM Punk was sitting.
No way it could have happened.
And how he was sitting. That being said, overall, I thought the match was okay.
Yeah.
The problem that I had with the match, again, if you're going to claim the guy is a badass and 25 years old or 20 years old or however old he is and a genetic freak, you can't have him lose and not be effective against a 49-year-old has-been.
Ooh.
Or however old CM Punk is.
You're right.
I get that. I think the problem that we've come to realize, or at least most of us have come to realize, is the lore of CM Punk far outweighs the CM Punk that we got.
No, what is that you say? If you bought him for what he was worth, how you say that?
Oh, if you bought him for what he was worth and sold him for what the fans thought he was worth, we would never work a day again in our lives.
That is exactly what applies to Punk. That is perfect.
And it's easy for me to sit here as a fan on the side and say, oh, you're terrible, you're old, blah, blah, blah. I'm a former athlete, dude. I played a sport for 22 years. And I've taken, I don't know, what year are we in, 26 now?
26.
I haven't played in 8 years.
Sure.
Roughly the same amount of time that he took off.
Yeah.
There is no possible way I would be anything close to effective at this age against young kids.
Sure.
Against guys my age, I could probably get back in shape and probably be somewhat decent.
Yeah.
But against the young kids that are in their 20s, I would be useless.
But you're not out there playing a church league or getting out there playing in a rec league or whatever and trying to mix it up with 20-something-year-olds. No. That's the thing.
No, and not that it's I just don't have the desire to do it.
Sure. But Punk?
I'm not saying that he doesn't have the desire. I'm saying that his body is physically not letting him compete at a level that he should be at. It is obvious that he is way out of shape. Or not way out of shape, but his body just can't do it anymore. He turns red immediately. And he is sucking air the whole time he's in the match.
Yes.
His mouth is open. He's mouth breathing. He's panting. He's holding himself up by the ropes. He's laying on the ground, just constantly out of breath. And it is hard to watch as an athletic person. It is hard to watch. I'm like, dude, you are out of shape.
Well, he said it, and I never forget when he said this, and I forget what podcast or what platform he said it on, but it automatically triggered like a red flag to me when he said, I'm 40-plus years old, 47, whatever he is, and he was like, I want to believe, ding, 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 that I still have something to offer in the ring in this business. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, no.
We all want to believe that. Every man.
I could say so many inappropriate things.
Oh, I'm
right
saying,
now.
hey, it's real. But every man gets to a point where, hey, we all want to believe that we can go. We can still go. It's not the same.
Yeah.
And aging, that's just what it is. I always take it back now to Daniel Cormier and his interview with Shannon Sharp. I think is one of the best interviews anybody could ever watch on men and aging. And he said it himself. He's like, dude, I was a UFC heavyweight champion. I retired, still in shape. He like, one day I sneezed and everything went downhill off a doggone sneeze.
Bro, I did something to my thumb. My thumb works fine. Blah, blah, blah. I can't squeeze with it.
You got a hematoma in there? What is that?
What?
What is that? Is that like it's?
No, that's just
got
my thumb, man.
No, but like in the pad right here, you got something in there?
Right there?
No, above that. Yeah, right there.
No, it's the same.
Interesting.
That's just how my hands are made.
No, that like you got like a
It's just a
little
muscle
pocket.
pocket there.
Yeah.
But I can't grip with this hand. It's been that way for about a week. And it's stuff like that happens. I'll wake up and my lower back will be like, oh, man, what did you do? And I'm like, just don't move real quick. You'll be okay.
That's what it is. Sometimes you get out the car, you say, "Oh shoot."
Yeah, and I just played softball. Granted, softball beats you up because you're diving, and I said this before on the podcast. I'll say it again. Tony Dorsett said something that really resonated with me. If you don't know who Tony Dorsett is, look him up. He's a Hall of Fame running back from the NFL. He said, "Had I known I would feel like I feel right now, I wouldn't have played the sport the way that I played it." And I feel that in my soul many days.
Legit.
Had I known I would feel like I do now, I wouldn't have done some of the things that I did to play that game.
Legit. We'll even consider this. Had I known that I would look the way I look now or on camera in matches, maybe I wouldn't stay as long as I shouldn't have stayed.
Well, and that's something that every athlete struggles with. Every athlete gets to a point in their career where they have to make a decision. Do I want to continue to put myself in a situation where I am not as good as I used to be? Do I have the ability to do what I want to do? Yes. But is that ability good enough to keep me in the respect and the view that I deserve, that I earned over my career? And when it gets to the point where no, then you should step away.
Well, Stone Cold did a great interview, man, with Chris Van Vliet. I watched that this week. Great interview. And I love his candor. Stone Cold was so solid. Chris Van Vliet, like, look, he's like, Steve, you look good. You can still go. And he said, I probably could. And he's like, will you? He's like, probably not.
Nope. Well, even if you listen to what he said about his match with Kevin Owens, like, I was in really great shape, but I wasn't in ring shape.
I love the tidbits that he shared
He's like,
as a pro.
They didn't have a ring for me to hit the ropes. I went out there doing calisthenics and cardio. He goes, and I was not in shape to do that match. And he said Kevin had to carry me the whole time.
But the part that he mentioned about timing, about listening to the crowd, about things that were instincts and at the same time were conditioning, I love that he mentioned those things because to me it resonated with this is what the younger guys need to listen to, and guys like CM Punk need to pay attention to. Hey, is my timing off? I don't think that they do that anymore. That's real. That's real. Because if you watch the WWE Unreal, the guy's on the back in the headset talking to the ref, telling him what to do. Yeah, for real. We could be that. We could just from right here, remote.
But the point being is,
Yeah.
Austin had to learn all that stuff. He had to learn how to hear the crowd. He had to learn timing and ring psychology. Now, like he said, now it's just high spots. The guy's got a certain set of moves in. He's going to, like we say it all the time about Charlotte, she's going to get her natural selection in. Her new natural selection is that stupid cartwheel into clothesline that she does. Because I forget who she did it to the other day. I was watching the match, and the girl's waiting, looking over her shoulder, waiting for Charlotte to do her freaking cartwheel so she could hit the ropes and turn around and get hit with the clothesline.
There's a lot of timing that's really challenged, and it's sad because when timing is good, it's magic. When it's off, you're like, oh my gosh.
Well, and that's what they always talk about, the chemistry.
Yeah.
We had great chemistry. And Austin mentioned this. We could be brothers, but we could not have chemistry in the ring.
Man, I love that. That dude was solid, that interview. Man.
He's like, me and Bret Hart, our styles just worked. That's why we had great matches.
My favorite feud, probably my absolute favorite feud in all of wrestling, Stone Cold and Bret Hart.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. Mine is Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair.
Classic. Can't go wrong.
7 years.
Can't go wrong.
7 years.
Whew. But no doubt, man. There was definitely there was some challenges there. I guess the question then remains: did Bron Breakker get robbed?
I wouldn't.
I know I'm setting you up.
You are, because did he get robbed? What he got robbed was the aura that he built up. That's what got robbed.
Yeah.
Should he have won the belt? I don't know. I think if they were going to make it, they should have done what they did with Oba and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
They should have had someone from the outside interfere and cost the match. That way, they could build this back up to WrestleMania and have Punk lose at WrestleMania.
You know, to your point, I thought that was going to happen with Division. When all those guys came out and it turned to pandemonium, I was like, ref, go ahead and call it. Ding, ding, ding. Hey, nope, this is crazy. Because it wasn't a stipulation match.
Right.
So I was like, ref, you can't get order. Go ahead and say, you know what, forget it, guys, disqualification. Especially, it used to always be interference, you know, obviously from whatever side. If they put hands on the opponent, disqualification.
Yeah, and that's something that they've kind of like slowly walked away from, is interference not being a disqualification.
Matches can have 8 run-ins.
And as much as I love the Bloodline, they were a big part of it. they never. Roman never won clean.
Never, ever.
Somebody always interfered with their matches.
Oh my gosh, you're not lying.
But in Bron Breakker's sense, I think they set him up to fail.
Dang. Ouch.
Because if you weren't going to put the title on him, why would you put him in that match?
That was really.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it was a concern of mine, man. I watched it, and I kudos to WWE for this. I think they did a good job of the false finishes and the up and down. The emotion was great. The suspense was great in that match.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah?
No. You've got a 6'2", 255-pound freak of nature going against a 48, 49, 50-year-old, 185-pound, sloppily made guy who can barely catch his breath, and you're making this young kid look bad.
Now, I'm with you. Suspension of disbelief, none. There's none. I'm with you on that. On that point, yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, when he got back up and he clotheslined him like he did, they should have just ended it there.
I was concerned that he put him out. Shoot put him out. When he hit him with that clothesline, I'm like, that was a shoot, and he knocked him slap out. I thought Punk wasn't going to kick out, and they were going to have to award Bron.
It might have been. It might have been a receipt for dumping him on his head.
That looked like a shoot, and I'm like, dude, he killed him. I was a little concerned that he unalived Punk right then and there. Decapitation.
It just, again, I think they set him up to fail, and I don't know why they would do that. But I mean, there's been a lot of really weird things happen this week. In that same show, you got Becky Lynch beating Maxine because Maxine didn't know her shoulders were down.
You know, I can't, bro, because I just can't help but picture the reclining with the rope, and the ref is like, dude, we see that you see it. We see that you have a clear line of sight, and she's just reclining, laying back like she's on a lazy boy. I really couldn't.
Yeah.
You know, Ric Flair needs to just come through and do a whole master class on sneaky heel finishes.
Dirtiest player in the game.
Because when he grabbed the tights, he was domain one. Who, oh, shoot, my man's got a handful of tights. The angle was right. You couldn't see, ref couldn't see. It was always believable. The feet propped up on the ropes, getting an extra edge. Your tag team partner holding the feet down away from the ref. He mastered that stuff.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't. That's the thing that I was talking about a few minutes ago. I don't think these young kids learn wrestling like the older guys had to. Because a lot of them now, like these young kids, they're coming from the NFL, they're coming from volleyball, they're coming from basketball or whatever, and they're going straight to NXT, and they're not going to the indies and learning on the indies and grinding like the old heads used to. And so they're 2-3 years into the game, and they're getting called up to the main roster.
Wow.
I mean, think about it. Tiffany Stratton was a gymnast.
Exactly, yeah.
And she got called up to the main roster with a little over 2 years in the game.
100%.
What could she have possibly learned about ring psychology or anything in less than 2 years?
You're not lying, bro. It takes all that time to develop instincts. All that time. You're not lying.
Look at Stone Cold. What
Yeah.
did he say? He was in the game 8 years before he even went to like WCW?
Exactly. I love what he said, man. What you were just talking about reminded me of what he said. He said, I wanted to be a wrestler. He said, I always knew that I would do it. And he said, I didn't aspire to make money. I didn't aspire to win championships. I aspired to wrestle. And to your point, that passion, you can't give that to just a gymnast, Olympic athlete, NFL guy. I don't really know what I want to do with my life, and like maybe OF. You can't give that to those people. No disrespect to them.
No, I'm not saying that they're not good athletes.
Yeah,
I'm saying they're not good wrestlers.
But exactly. And that's the world we're living in now. We're not making wrestlers, and we're not really. There's no weeding out. It used to be like the story of Hulk Hogan getting his leg broke. Guys literally breaking you into the business.
Yeah.
Hey, get out of here, kid. We're gonna beat you down. And if you come back every day for a solid week, we still gonna beat you down. Stu Hart making guys cry in the dungeon.
Yeah.
It used to be that you want to do this for real? Okay.
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying. Like these kids, they're going and they're being, and they're a part of a system, and the system generates a bunch of the same thing. It doesn't generate superstars anymore. We've talked about this before. WWE is not in the superstar making business anymore.
You're not lying.
They're a TV show. and they want people to be able to just plug and play in that TV show.
And that makes a good point when it comes to these main roster call-ups. We got Trick Williams. Javon Evans apparently signed a Raw contract, and James Romero commented on that. Apparently,
he did it. They did it on Stranger Things Raw.
Yeah.
So in the U.S. is the only show is the one in the U.S. is the one that has commercials. Everywhere else, there's no commercials.
Oh.
So they did the contract signing during a commercial break when we didn't see it.
Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy.
You would never know.
That is so, man. That I'm saddened for Javon Evans. That's a big moment. I'm sure his family was watching, anticipating that, and felt like miffed.
Oh, I'm sure he felt extremely slighted, but he got the contract.
No doubt. We got Javon Evans.
But
Trick
now
Williams.
Javon Evans was wrestling in the Indies before he went to NXT.
That's a great point. Yeah, he's up. We mentioned Trick Williams. Let's see.
Jordan Grace?
Yes, Jordan Grace got called up. Thank you. They're it seems like they're starting to roll them through. Obafemi just vacated the title, which he should have. I love that.
Yeah, he left the title in the middle of the ring.
I love that.
But they haven't said that they're calling him up yet.
He's got to. He's got to at this point. I think he should win the Royal Rumble.
I think he should be in the Royal Rumble for sure.
I feel like I pull the trigger and make him win the Royal Rumble.
I think at this point you got to make Bron.
Yeah, dang, you're right. Dang, bro, because they hurt that kid.
Bad.
They hurt that kid, man. If he doesn't, he's got to do something drastic.
I mean, but they've done that. They've classically done that to him his whole career. He was white hot as a face in NXT. They turned him into heel. It sucked for the longest time. He built it up to where he was a great, legitimate heel, and then they turned him face again and sent him to the main roster. And then when he got to the main roster, he was a face for like a month, and then they made him a heel.
And then that weird spot that they had with Taker choke slamming him, like out of the blue.
You're not the guy yet, kid.
Yeah, I was like, what is that about? Like, is he cocky backstage? I don't know. Like, is it maybe that they feel like they got to knock him down a few pegs? Has his uncle and dad been in his ear? Maybe did his uncle and dad say things to certain people that got back around? There's more to this story. We've been saying it.
There's got to be. He's. I mean, it's the LA Knight syndrome. He has got to have done something to somebody.
Yeah.
To continually get just obliterated like he does.
And I forget who said it. I want to say it was Stevie Richards. I could be wrong. But it would appear that WWE likes to do this whole make him work for it, create struggle storylines, when sometimes just pay it off. It's okay. Just pay it off.
Yeah.
Don't they don't have to always we're gonna force them all the way down to rise up. That's not what you do with heels anyway. Heels are the ones who get by in a world where virtue is supposed to matter.
Correct.
You know, see, the heel is the bad guy who wins, and you're like, that's not fair. Cheaters never win. Yeah, screw you, kid. That's what heels do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm watching wrestling too long. AEW, switching gears totally. AEW Dynamite. You get a chance to watch any of that?
This week's?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Oh, sweet, man. What do you think of that Moxley and Shelton Benjamin match?
So, you want to talk about botches? There was a few of them in that one. Shelton Benjamin missed a spin kick twice, and the announcer even said it.
It went.
Yeah. He said, I think he missed that one worse than he did the first one.
Oh, man.
But, one thing, like, I noticed watching AEW as opposed to WWE is the structure of the comeback is way different.
Yes.
It's not I'm just going to jump up, do a special move, and you're going to get pinned even though you've been beating my butt for the last 15 minutes.
Exactly.
No, something is going to happen. I'm going to catch you with something that you weren't expecting. The tides are going to, quote unquote, turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start beating you up, and then I'm going to execute a few special moves before I do my finisher, and then you're going to lose.
You mean they have wrestling psychology?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Huh.
It was really weird.
People actually rally back, and there's a momentum shift, and it builds.
Yeah.
WWE, it's funny, they used to do that. Momentum was a huge part of their whole match structure, and I feel like
you want me to tell you WWE's match structure now?
what's that?
You can tell who's going to win because they start winning right out of the beginning. Whoever is winning the match right out of the beginning is going to win in the end. Because here's what's going to happen. If me and you were fighting and I start beating you up, then something's going to happen. I'm going to miss something. You're going to move. I'm going to dive into the pole in the corner. And then you're going to beat me up for 3/4 of the match.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, I'm going to jump up and do my special move on you, and then you're going to lose 1, 2, 3.
That sounds about right.
That is the match structure for 90% of WWE matches.
Wow.
Prove me wrong. Watch and prove me wrong.
That sounds about right. No, legit. I'm literally picturing a match play out as you talk about that. I can see it. I can see it in my head, 100%. Yeah, I feel like guys like Dean Ambrose or Jon Moxley, as it were, Shelton Benjamin, coming from WWE, are taking some of the things that they did back in the day and even on the indies, and now it's more refined, and they understand the psychology at a higher level. And so they're able to say, okay, let's call this, let's flip this, let's do this. And I loved how they did that during that match. You saw Shelton Benjamin get ultra aggressive. Moxley sold it because Mox, is a tough guy in his own right. Mox sells. Shelton Benjamin gets caught. Shelton Benjamin sells. There was a lot of good back and forth, a good flow. And then they made it make sense. Shelton Benjamin was still strong. He's got Moxley in a triangle, and Moxley stacks him and rolls him up on his shoulders. And you're like, Shelton, you kind of should have known better. But at the same time, it was that sneaky finish that didn't look phoned in.
Yeah.
I was cool with it. I was good with it. And I think that's where AEW can book matches well and give you some cool action. So we had that Moxley versus Benjamin, Young Bucks. Man, I love that babyface return. They came back strong, bro. They came back.
Super Cake Party, baby.
Man, and did they throw a party or what?
And they did an EVP trigger.
Jungle Jack Perry was looking really good, man.
I like that he's gone back to Jungle Jack Perry.
Yeah.
I didn't like that whatever thing they were doing to him for a while.
It was weird. It was just weird.
Well, the thing is, again, if you're 165 pounds,
Yeah.
most of the time somebody that's 6'2", 300 pounds is going to beat the brakes off of you in real life.
Which is why he had a 6'2", 300-pound friend. Yeah.
Right. He had Luchasaurus with him when he was Jungle Jack Perry
Facts.
before.
Facts.
Or Jungle Boy Jack Perry,
Yeah.
whatever his name was. But when he went to that scapegoat character, it was so unbelievable. Not unbelievable good, but unbelievably bad. Like, you couldn't believe in it. You couldn't believe in anything he was doing.
Facts.
So this back to Jungle Jack Perry coming out with like the jungle knife and the green vest and being happy go lucky. Yeah, that's way better personality for him. Maybe it's because I'm 6'2", 390.
Yeah.
That I'm look at people like that and I'm like,
like, the tough guy doesn't suit you, bro.
yeah, bro, like my leg is bigger than your whole body.
It's like when you're walking around the theme park and you got that dude cuffing his girl, and he's all of like 5'7".
Now, I will say this. One time, and I was in the bar, and I'm walking through the bar, and this little young dude, this small guy comes walking by, mean mugging, and he kind of shoulder bumps me. And I turned, and I kind of looked, and he turned around and looked at me, and I was like, who does this? It was Angel Med Freddy, who's a professional boxer.
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead, bro. You walk around how you want, dog. Because there's a difference in untrained fighting and trained fighting.
Yeesh.
And if you don't know the difference, I feel bad for you because you're going to get yourself in a situation that you ain't going to like how it goes up. Case in point,
Yeah.
Jake Paul versus Joshua.
Sheesh.
Jake Paul shouldn't have been in that match.
But I don't think we'll ever truly know because that was kayfabe in and of itself. The word has it that Joshua went off script. Word that's out there. Again, we'll never know.
He might have been off script, but one thing I do know is old boy got his jaw broken 2 places.
Well, when he went down, you could see him go, whoa.
Yeah. He got
Like, it was like, I ain't never been hit like that.
Yeah. And again, he was not in shape for what he was doing. He's mouth breathing, holding his mouth open. And listen, when you're tired and when you're playing sports and you're tired, you start breathing out of your mouth. It's a bad thing. And especially when somebody's trying to hit you in the jaw, you do not want your mouth open. You
Not
want to
at
be
all.
That's why they give you a mouth guard to bite that mouth guard so when your jaw doesn't move when somebody hits it. That's how you get knocked out. Is your jaw goes
Dude.
Well, his went crack, crack, and then went back.
I worked out for a year in the boxing gym. I am by far not a boxer.
Did you see the slow motion of his jaw, like
Oh, yeah.
all the way over here on the side?
Oh,
and then
yeah.
snap back.
Like Mike Tyson punch out.
Like, hey, they started calling him Glass Joe.
Yeah. He looked like Glass Joe. Dude.
But that's the point. Is like, there's you have to be like we talk about all the time, the suspension of disbelief. Like, we have to believe that you can do what you're doing.
100%.
And a 165-pound little skinny guy is not going to be a badass.
It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
I'm sorry, because there's just too many guys out there that would just pick you up and sling you.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, do you see that spot where Toa Leona was slinging Jack Perry back and forth? I'd never seen that. He slung him into the guardrail, slung him to the ring apron, and he did it like 6 times.
Yes.
And I'm like,
He
oh.
kept hitting him in the back.
God.
He like turned and hit his back on this thing, and he turned and hit his back. Yeah,
But
that was.
To your point, that's what a big man like him would do to Jack Perry. Ragdoll him.
Yeah.
I love that was an element of the match and that those guys did have that kind of offense because I'm like, that's the kind of stuff, like you said, that's what should happen. Now, if you get Jack Perry and the Young Bucks and they team up on you and they kick you in the face 5 times, yeah, I don't care who you are. You get kicked in the jaw 5 times, you're going down. But I like how they recognized and they sold it. Even Jim Ross was saying, hey, he got kicked. He got 4 super kicks. And he's on his knees. You know, like he even sold it. The big man still is trying to fight.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it should be.
That's why they have weight classes in fighting. It ain't fair.
Exactly. So, man, love that. Love the Young Bucks are back.
So
all of that.
I want to talk about this because this brings me to a point that I heard, and I didn't really think about it until I heard somebody say this. There's no more big men in wrestling.
Bro, it's no, it's rare.
But think about this. We think that Bron Breaker's a big guy. He's 6'2". JBL was 6'6", 6'7".
Was he really?
Yeah. He was a big man.
Dang.
There was guys, Kevin Nash was 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah, he's still big.
There were big guys. Hogan was 6'5". Rock is like 6'4",
Yes,
6'5".
yes.
Like, there were big guys.
Well, Triple H 6'4", give or take. What? 6'3",
Yeah,
6'4"?
he's in that era too. And they were big, monstrous men that made you believe that they were fighting.
100%.
And now what we've gotten is we've gotten cruiserweight wrestlers.
Oh, absolutely. That's where it transitioned. I remember when Seth Rollins was starting to really rise to the top, and I was like, Seth is he's not the smallest, but he's far from the biggest.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, interesting.
And Brock Lesnar's only 6'3".
Really?
Yeah.
That busy big boy.
But he's only 6'3".
I mean, compared to, again, wrestlers that we've, grown up with, yeah, it's not as tall.
Yeah.
We had behemoths back in the day.
Well, that was Vince's thing, is like, you need to be big. I mean, you need to be big and you need to be big.
Oh, yeah. But because you would look at a guy like that in real life and say, walking through the airport, you're like, oh, snap.
I mean, look at a majority of the guys who wrestle now are not, like, muscular.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They're in shape, but they're not, like, super jacked like Triple H was.
No way.
Or Ultimate Warrior or Ravishing Rick Rude. Like, there's no more super jacked guys anymore.
I mean, I think of, Bobby Lashley.
Yep.
Dang.
Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs ridiculous.
He's massive, but in WWE, who's like super jacked?
WWE, it's super duper jacked. Because even Oba's not jacked like that. He's a big boy.
Yeah, but he's like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, he's not like. I mean, he's big. He's not yoked, but he's big. He's big.
Yeah, but there's not very many guys who are like super shredded. Like,
dang, bro, you make a good point. I mean, like you said, by today's standards, Bron Breakker is a big guy.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't have been that big.
And he's taller than the Tribal Thief.
Yeah,
and they bill him as 6 foot.
He's really reaching for 6.
Brother, I've seen him in real life, and if I look down on you, you ain't 6 foot because I'm 6'2".
I'm 6 even. And when people stack up to him, I don't see him being 6.
No,
because even my 6 even is I'm 6 even on a good day when my posture's good. But yeah, he looks like nah. I'm not really buying that. We had MJF. He went face to face with Bandito. Got love for MJF. These are the kind of matches, the kind of matchups that concern me because sometimes you just don't believe it. No matter what they want to sell you, I don't believe Bandito's got a chance of winning that match. Like Bandito, I like how they're mixing it up for fun. I just don't buy that Bandito has a snowball's chance in HE hockey sticks of winning that match.
In the NHL?
In the NHL.
Yeah, I'm learning some of the characters because I don't know some of the characters in AEW because I just don't pay attention as much as I could have or as I will. I am going to learn a lot more because I feel like what I'm going to be doing is watching highlights of Raw, and then I'm going to be watching all of AEW.
Yes.
Because I really enjoyed the product.
I'm telling you. It's wrestling.
It is more wrestling than anything else. And that's what I want to see. I want to see wrestling.
Hands down.
I don't want to, I mean, I do like the TV show aspect of WWE.
Yeah.
Because it is like a TV show. But if I want to watch wrestling, I've just, as much as I hate to admit it, AEW is a way better wrestling promotion than WWE.
Well, you talked about it. You grew up with WCW.
Yep.
AEW to me is like WCW. I won't say 2.0 because it's not. I'm not going to say it's better than. It's just I think they give you that feeling. Exactly. It's WCW-esque. you get the feeling of, oh man, I'm going to see some wrestling. I'm going to see some variety. And there's entertainment, but
Dude.
by and large, it's a wrestling show.
That match, the lights out match, was phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
And that was on a random Wednesday.
Dude.
That was better than any pay-per-view or PLE match we've seen in WCW all year. And that was on a Wednesday night.
And that's the crazy thing. AEW giving you that. If you were a cable subscriber, you're winning. Even if, I got HBO Max only for AEW. So I watch on HBO Max. And it's worth it.
So I loved the stapler spots.
Yeah.
They literally have Powerhouse Hobbs literally has Adam Page upside down, and Adam Page is stapling him with the stapler.
Yes.
And he's not moving.
Yes.
And then he like slings him and picks up Swerve Strickland, and Swerve is just hitting him.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
He ain't moving. And then he finally hits him like 3 or 4 times in a row, and he drops him. And Paige is like, I know what to do, and staples him in the nuts.
When I saw that, I'm like, no!
He hit him in the nuts with the stapler. I was like, dang, bro. Like,
No!
that's like insane. And again, that's on a Wednesday night.
But you know what? They give you the best of professional wrestling, top-tier wrestling, and indie level kind of like hijinks, funny stuff.
What about the match with Sammy Guevara? He
Dude.
was busted up half the match.
You know what? I will say my attention was diverted. I didn't watch that match with full attention on it. I saw he was busted up. I didn't give my best attention to that match.
I mean, it was for me, I was like, what a great show.
Hands down.
And again, I loved the championship celebration with Willow.
Dumping Mercedes through that cake.
Threw her in her face, got hit in the cake, and and then she got mad, and then they picked her up and slammed her in the cake.
Dude, but how about the crowd? We want cake.
She said, "Oh yeah, we'll give it to you. You're gonna get it."
I don't think that she was on the same wavelength as everybody else.
You never know. She may have been.
She talking about cake. They was talking about cake.
But what a great segment. Hey, I know you're upset. Come out here. Let's have some cake and cookies, and we'll talk about it. And Mercedes comes out all sad and depressed, like she's crying and upset.
Yeah.
Like, why are you upset? Like, you don't got to be upset.
Oh, man.
I love me some Willow Nightingale, man. She may play for the other side, but I still love Willow.
Did she really?
I don't know.
I'm about to say that's a tragic loss.
Oh, man, I would.
That's a loss.
I'd drink that girl's bathwater.
That's a sad loss, man. Dang.
I don't know.
I hope not. I hope not. Dang. That's crazy.
I'm just saying, what there was just that was like the one like vignette style thing that they did.
Exactly.
And it made sense.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't like this prefab thing. The worst spot to me in WWE right now is the stupid contract signing. That is the dumbest thing ever. Because here's my thing, okay? And
Come on.
if we're going to be continuity,
Yeah.
I can say, I want to match you. I'm going to talk to Ava.
Yes.
Or I'm going to talk to Adam Pearce.
Yes.
And I go talk to Adam Pearce and we got a match. But if we're going to have a match on a PLE, we got to meet in the ring and we got to sign this contract. And it literally is always one sheet of paper with 2 lines at the bottom. And one person signs on one side and one person signs on the other. Now, I'm not the brightest person in the world, but I've signed plenty of contracts in my life to buy things.
Yeah.
And it's way more than one piece of paper.
Fam, come on.
And if you're going to have a contract, it's got to be more than one piece of paper.
You know what's hilarious, man, is WWE makes it look like they just booked the whole show on the fly.
It feels like they do for
Because
sure.
when everybody
Well,
is getting their
main
match.
roster, like,
Yeah.
NXT feels a lot different.
But you feel me? When everybody goes to the GM to get a match, and that's official. That's official. Dude, you booked 4 matches tonight. You didn't have no plan? You just were willy-nilly when you walked in the door?
Yeah.
You booked the entire show on the show as it was going. It's like they say got commercials. That's it.
I think that's their way of trying to make it quote-unquote real.
But it's like you're playing on general manager mode in WWE 2K.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, you can't do that. And that's where the suspension of disbelief comes in. I don't believe that you walked in the door and didn't have a plan, and you didn't even have a main event. You booked it for this town and didn't have a main event? Come on, dude. They've gotten carried away with that kind of silly stuff. But
I never thought about that until you put it that way.
you feel me?
Yeah, they do. Like 3 or 4 of the matches every
Yes.
night are made on the fly.
And you're like, what the heck? What
Who
we
got
gonna
cut?
do?
Who were we going to see?
And yeah, that's where my mind goes. I'm like,
Well, if we're getting this match now, who's in the back now mad because they're all in their gear ready to go and they don't got a match now?
and if anything, they should actually make that a storyline. Hey, Pierce, I'm pissed off. Well, what happened? Hey, you cut my match to put this guy on. At least if you want to make it real,
Yeah.
because it's just silly.
Yeah.
You booking the whole show. Come on, dude. Yeah, I digress, but yeah, that's some silly stuff. But yeah, man, hands down, AEW booked an incredible show. Next week, Maximum Carnage.
Yep.
You already know AEW is going to put on for that. Kenny Omega's returning. He's already challenging.
You know what I looked up today?
Who that?
Wednesday, the 21st. I believe it's a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I think here. Let's look right here.
Was it 21st?
Yep. Wednesday, the 21st. AEW is going to be in Jamlando.
Oh, shoot. That's wild.
And you can get tickets.
Whoa.
Single seat tickets on the first riser section
Whoa.
for $40.
Whoa. Ooh. That's a great show.
Dynamite
That's a great show.
for $40.
$40 ain't bad. Oh. Ooh.
Marinate on that for a little bit.
Absolutely. So, speaking of marinating, listen, y'all, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We are going to marinate in the live. We're going to transition this. But, yo, make sure you guys tune in. We record this show weekly, so we're going to give you that wrestling content. Let us know what you want to see as well. If there's anything you want us to cover, make sure you follow us on all platforms, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, what have you. We're everywhere to bring you that content. Shout out to all y'all following us and subscribing from our short form content on YouTube. Keep it up. Show us that love. And with that, love, peace, and chicken grease.
Stay heavy, baby.
Stay heavy.